Due to the overrun of the previous program, we join the City Council broadcast already in progress. The fiscal year is ending, so we need a fully prepped budget for consideration. Remember, we are switching to the 3.4% inflation rate, and the dollar present value has been adjusted against the future dollar value for all amortization costs. This being an off-cycle year, we of course have the remedial payments paused until the second quarter due date of the diversionary cycle arrives. This means you will need a secondary set of forms available, as the Ombudsman will want to get those ready for the mid-year rollover. I know I'm not saying anything that you don't already know, but I want to make sure the message gets out there. Very well. The first order of business is the resolution number 923785341, the Sanitation Maintenance Relief Act of 2024-2025 fiscal year inclusive. This would, of course, shift the recycling pickup from Tuesday to Wednesday at no cost to the government, and potentially reduce costs due to the maintenance cycle shift and expected increase in fit-for-service vehicles. It's always been Tuesday. By Wednesday, it's feeling like a lot of work to get the recycling out there, especially for working people. This is the definition of gross government overreach. Again, there is no cost to this change and no services change. The Sanitation Department has indicated, due to the tendency of repair parts to arrive early week, that there would be a higher operational volume of motor vehicles associated with the department, providing higher customer utility value with no change to overall government costs. Is there an environmental statement? It is in the resolution. There is no change to environmental impact. But if more trucks are running, won't that increase the emissions? All the recycling still gets picked up. With more trucks operating, they can pick it up on their route instead of requiring us to send another truck and thus costing us more in the end. In all my years of government, I so rarely encounter such a win-win situation. This is an absolute home run, can't fail measure. I move we vote to approve immediately. I hear a motion to vote. Do I hear a second? Aye. Okay, those in favor? And those opposed? The motion is rejected. Okay, next on our agenda, we have Resolution 84759329988 for commercial rezoning of the lower South Midland East-North axis. This would, of course, rezone 92.7 colonial hectares of land south of Lower Chinchilla Avenue in the interest of stimulating commerce in that region and allowing notable economic growth, which, as indicated based on the reamortized outlook of future dollars and ongoing general economic uncertainty, has leveled off with some risk of decline, which of course would be devastating to morale for anyone south of Lower Chinchilla Avenue, but as concerns are, civic pride would of course be detrimental to all citizens, including those north of Lower Chinchilla Ave. Economic growth of this town is the only way we are judged as commissioners. We need to approve this measure to bring in the profits that will allow businesses to keep growing. I am in complete agreement here. There are prophets in the Bible, so we need to get as many prophets in our town as possible. That's profits with an F, as in money, not prophets, PH, those bestruck by hallucinations that they recast as religious visions. Actually, it does appear it is spelled as prophets, PHETS, in the proposal. That's a spell check error. We do need to follow procedure on the measure as written, so let's go ahead and take a vote on increasing profits, PH, south of Lower Chinchilla Ave on those 92.7 colonial hectares. Second that. Okay, those in favor? And those opposed? Okay, well, the motion is rejected. I'd recommend that we reauthor the proposal for profits with an F and see what we can do with that one at our next meeting. Dove, I see that you'd like to address the council. Thank you, Commissioner. I have a motion to save the whales. We already rejected that notion. Yes, that was a different version. In response to the accusation of non-specificity, I have focused it on a particular subspecies of fin whale from the North Atlantic. We are a rural, landlocked township. We have no effect on ocean whale populations. I think that is dangerous thinking. If we abrogate responsibility, then it becomes no one's problem. This is a slip and slide, slippery slope. This is a yellow banana of childhood fun right into an apocalyptic hellscape. If they don't let us have cows, where are we going to get natural gas from? We're going to need that whale oil. There are so many problems with what you just said that I don't even know where to begin, mostly because it was completely incomprehensible. Let's keep order here. Commissioner Mybroom, you have the floor. Thank you. I'm going to read from the Constitution, since it seems like you all need a lesson on it. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy, and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Wait, isn't that the Bible? What's the difference? Well, it's pretty major, actually. One is the defining document of a religion, whereas our Constitution is the defining document of our nation, laying out its governmental structure, and the fact that it includes religious freedom. Whoa, stop right there, book police, SWAT team, word cop. That's not in the real Constitution. That's in an amendment. Don't you believe in the amendments? Like, aren't you always talking about that one? Don't change the subject. I should also move that the councilman use an e-reader, as I weep when I think of all of the trees slaughtered to produce that book he reads from. Let's cut this short here. The councilman's allotted time has expired. Should we move on? I move we vote on my resolution. Do we have a second? Seconded. All those in favor? And all opposed. Can we move things along here? I've got a tea time I'd like to actually make for once. I thought you campaigned on have a beer with me. I didn't know you liked tea. Tea. Like golf. What? The sport? A good walk ruined, as Mark Twain would say. You know, you whack the little ball off the little tee. Gentlemen, given as how we've completed scheduled business, I would like to offer an open forum for the public. Can we get that microphone turned on there? And if you have something to discuss with the council, something relevant, and I stress relevant, please do come forward. I've been looking up this golf on the internet on my telephone, and it looks like a very lively sport. Okay, it looks like we have someone on the mic there. Go ahead. Hey, this is Ben Bensonson. My neighbor, I think, wants to kill me. He's been making threats, and I think he's ready to go through with it. Well, I am sorry to hear that, and surprised it would happen in this community, but you should go to the police for help on that one. The police won't do anything. They say he's just recording music. So what would you like us to do? Ban him from town due to his toxic behavior. He's a taxpayer, so no. Next up. Hi, I'm Steve Steveson, and I think that the buildings we're putting up should be compostable. Because, by 2040, humanity will be extinct, and these buildings will just be trash. Steel and concrete and wood trash. Like, make things out of straw, say? Yeah, stuff like that. It would be so much better for the environment. I have not prepared a position on this. I'd like to research it and get back to you. Thanks for bringing it up. I think it's idiotic. Big concrete has us in a stranglehold, and I applaud this gentleman for being willing to speak out. Thank you, sir, for your courage. We'll see what we can do. Yes, right. Well, that brings us to the end of scheduled business. We are legally required to wrap up our meeting before the high school football game starts. We'll pick up any outstanding topics at the next meeting. I hereby call this commission meeting closed. Thank God.